Men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck. Hello there, and welcome to my beautiful staged home. Today's Fireside book review is brought to you by Rebuild Wellness. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Josh Flores. Today on Fireside book review, we take a look at The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clausen. Now, without giving too much away, Babylon's an old city that apparently used to have a lot of money. I do believe it appears in the Bible, and also appears in some of my fan fiction. So, what are we to take away from The Richest Man in Babylon? Well, it's quite simple. Save some money, stupid. You want to be a frickin' greeter at Walmart when you're 85? But how do we do that? What are some tips and advice? Not the complicated financial stuff that puts you to sleep or the motley fool. But where do we start? Well, that's why The Richest Man in Babylon is a great place. Not only is it extremely short, under 120 pages, but they take finance and they put it in the form of a story, or 3 separate stories. However, in all honesty, the stories are kind of the same. So what are some lessons that we can take away from The Richest Man in Babylon? Well, the first lesson is, pay yourself. Well, Josh, I go to work and get paid. Isn't that paying myself? Well, no, it's not. What does he mean when he says pay yourself? You get your paycheck. Taxes are taken out. You take 10%, if you can, and you put that aside. Well, gee, Josh, I need all my paycheck. Well, do you? Do you? Are you buying fancy coffees out there, the old Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? Maybe a morning bagel? Huh? There's nothing in your life you can cut out to save for your retirement? So you're not that greeter at Walmart? God bless them. That's up for you to decide. Another important lesson from The Richest Man in Babylon. Essentially, I'm going to paraphrase here a bit. Don't invest with fools. Now I know when Aunt Shelby comes to your door and she says, I got this great idea. It's an investment for you. We're going to make a ton of money. And you go, well, Shelby, what investment do you got for me? And she says, we're going to sell snorkels for marine animals so they can breathe on the land. Don't invest with Aunt Shelby. You also don't want to invest in the fisherman that tells you he's got a great deal and a way to make money in the cattle field. I know Shotzi. She's out of scene, but she's upset too. Invest wisely. Save 10% if you can. And not just your pay. Save 10% of a bonus. 10% of the money you get on your birthday, Christmas, holidays. When you can, invest back. Put that money to work for you. Now it's risky. I'll agree. And it's scary. I'll also agree. But take a moment and think about your life. If you didn't invest, you're 85, you got some crust on your lip, some little punk kid and his floating skateboard brushes by you, knocks you down and busts your hip all up. Now you can't even greet. Or you could have your feet up in your dream home next to your fireside reading your own book. So time and time again, this book reminds us. Invest often, invest smartly, and invest over a long period of time. And by doing so, you can buy yourself out of poverty. There's a story in here about an indentured slave that buys himself out. It's a beautiful little book. As you have kids, please share it with them. If you love them. If you don't, then, who cares? There's so many beautiful little quotes in here I have highlighted. Where the determination is, the way can be found. Just beautiful little quotes. Was I destined to be ever thus punished, for I knew not what? What new misery and disappointments awaited me? Take some time. Figure out your investments. Do some savings. Get the book. Cut off the coffee. To hell with the bagels. And get to saving. Well, friends, it looks like the fire's getting low. Until next time, this is Rebuild Wellness. And as always, I'm your host, Mr. Josh Flores.